discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is putting more effort and less play.
Yes, the only way is putting more effort and less play. I want to welcome you to the hub. Again, we have a unique opportunity to talk using radio and social media to connect. My name is Kem Jones. I want to encourage the viewers on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring, and you may underestimate your role in making sure more people view, more people listen to the program. When you share the program, your friends, your colleagues, they will get that opportunity to view, to click, to follow. I want to start off tonight by saying to you, there seems to be a new greedy, a new covetousness, a new I want all kind of attitude. And it's coming from the NNP camp. And it scares me because the NNP been there in power and their supporters, their people couldn't get all. Of course, some tried to get all, but they just couldn't. So you hear the NNP nowadays saying, well, the government should build concrete houses for people and not wooden houses. And you start thinking 10 times and 20 times when you hear that. Because remember, the NNP was in power for 23 years and a half. They were not able to build these concrete houses that they are now talking about for people. They were given material assistance and they were targeting their supporters. But the NDC is in power and they want the NDC to build concrete houses for people. As though all of a sudden Grenada is now printing its own money. All of a sudden we have found new wealth from somewhere. So they are making these demands on the NDC. But when you look at the recipients or you hear the stories coming from beneficiaries who receive a wooden house with a concreted bathroom and toilet, and in some instances, just some assistance, maybe to fix that roof, maybe to fix that room or that flooring, maybe to fix that, move from pit latrine to flushable toilet. And you hear the stories of the recipients or the beneficiaries, and they're extremely, extremely happy. Because remember, you're coming from having nothing in some cases, or having something that badly needed repair, or extension, or a bathroom or toilet to it, and the government, taxpayers' money, is going towards helping you to either get a new home or to get a bathroom attached to your home, or to fix your roof or your flooring. At the end of the day, you're getting some form of assistance. And I am saying the NNP, they're on their platforms making it abundantly clear the government should build concrete homes instead of wooden with concrete bathroom and toilet. It's a new greedy that is developing, and it's coming from the NNP, because the NNP, they've used that strategy before. They would approach a NDC family and say to the NDC family, well, you ain't getting a contract on the road, or UNC, you ain't getting a fortnight, or UNC, the lady down the road, she got a roof repaired, or she got a new house, or UNC, this village close to you, or this community close to you, they got a piece of concrete road or a piece of concrete drain. That is what they do. So they go to the NDC supporters now and they tell them those things. And it start playing on their minds. So we have to become more disciplined and know that the NNP will do these things to a lot of our supporters, because they want them to believe that government could fix everybody's house in the country. They want them to believe that government could deliver, on every single thing within a very short space of time. So it's a kind of new greediness that the NNP is pushing. And they're pushing their supporters also to confront the MPs on government side, to beg or to plead or to ask for X and ask for Y. That is what they have been doing for quite a while. And then they make their people complain a lot, because the NNPs are part of the complaining industry. And their supporters love to complain. Just love to complain. And you speak to some of them and you say, but look at the amount of construction work taking place. Why you ain't go by contractor X or contractor Y and ask for a work? Even if you're a laborer or a helper, they refuse. They don't want to work. But they will complain and say, well, there is no work, and there is no this, and there is no that. That's how they function. That's how they operate. And you're getting that sense and that feel now more than ever before, because we break the 3-year mark. Once you break the 3-year mark, then anything from here is election. So as a result, tactically, they have increased on the complaining, calling programs and scream and bawl about any little thing, and to blow things out of proportion. That's what they're doing now. So we have to be on our P's and Q's. We have to be focused. We have to understand that not everybody who open their mouth and say, oh God, it means that indeed they need some help or some genuine assistance. There are some people who have to help themselves, who have to do things to uplift themselves and their family. It is what it is. Government cannot assist everybody. Government cannot fix all the roads. Government cannot fix all the bridges. Government cannot fix all the schools. Government cannot fix all the health centers and medical stations in 3 years or 4 years. It's impossible. Over time, that may be possible, but it just can't happen in 3 years or 4 years. It's not like we have gold or we have oil or we have diamond or we have some kind of natural resources that everybody wants. No, that is not the case. But it is a strategy of the NNP. You see these days, some of the caretaker candidates, they all over the place. They're doing videos, the backlash is pretty vicious because many of them, they been there as MPs and then they would go do a video of a community center that they should fix, that they should upgrade. But they're going to do a video and say, oh, look, they ain't fixing it. Why they ain't fixing it? And look at the state of the community center. And then people say, but wait, you've been there so long. What did you do? Why didn't you fix it? So, folks, I thought I should start off the program tonight by telling you that the NDC is serious about helping great many people, but everything takes time. It can't be a situation where everything is a rush. No. Everything takes time. I was saying to a friend, the NDC came into power and they met the hospital without a proper kitchen. It took some time, but when you see the finished product, when you see the complete thing, we all felt very, very happy with that kitchen.
The state-of-the-art kitchen at the General Hospital, which had been closed for a couple of years for major upgrades, is now fully operational with modern equipment, improved food safety systems, and expanded meal preparation capabilities. The upgraded facility includes enhanced refrigeration and storage units and energy-efficient cooking stations. Hospital administrators say the revamped kitchen will ensure patients receive fresh, nutritious, and tailored meals, an essential element of recovery and overall health outcomes. Minister for Health, Honorable Philip Telesford, emphasized the government's commitment to investing in healthcare infrastructure that directly benefits patients.
So this is our opportunity to utilize the equipment, the environment, the human resources available to us, and the ingredients to deliver healing properties to the patients. We are on a mission to transform healthcare in Grenada. And the opening of this kitchen today is part of this mission, outfitting it with the best available equipment, creating the right environment for you, the staff, to work. It's part of that mission.
Acting Director of Hospital Services, Hannah St. Paul, emphasized the importance of this interrogation.
We all know that good nutrition is a vital component of our healthcare, and this kitchen stands as a beacon of our dedication to that important principle. We are embarking on a new chapter filled with opportunities to nourish our patients, support our staff, and enhance the overall healing experience for our patients.
The recommissioned kitchen is part of a broader initiative by the General Hospital to improve patient experience through infrastructure upgrades. For MTV News, Michaela Mark.
So again, you see, things take time. The NDC came into power and they met the hospital without a proper kitchen. So while the NNP was saying all kinds of stuff, they were never focusing on making sure that there is a proper kitchen in place at the hospital. But the NDC came into power and they make sure that you have a proper kitchen. We saw the news about Mount Sinai Hospital partnering with Grenada. And we already start seeing the fruits of that.
My name is Dr. Abigail Noel, and I am the head of department at the Accident and Emergency Department. also known as casualty. As head of department, I am responsible for coordination, and I'm also responsible for training of staff. Training of staff is to enhance our staff, not just in the medical, but also in personal well-being. We have been working along with Mount Sinai since November, and in that time, we have had such a great experience with the Mount Sinai team. One thing I love about Mount Sinai is their spirit of collaboration. They came in with ideas that we were able to discuss, and we were able to implement them. There are so many processes that they have implemented here, especially in the emergency department, that have transformed our department in real time. One of the things that I would mention is the implementation of ID bands for every patient that comes through the emergency department. So once you get in here, once you're triaged by the triage nurse at the front, you receive an identification band. And as we can imagine, that has decreased patient errors, have decreased errors in identification of patients. Because here in the emergency department, not everyone comes in able to talk or able to give information. So having an identification band on each patient has really helped us improve patient care and decrease errors. Another process that they have implemented is defibrillators on every ward, including the emergency department. Defibrillators basically are those machines that you would see on TV where they shock people. We have those on every ward. We have also started training staff in how to adequately utilize these machines. Thus far, 128 staff members have been trained in defibrillator use, and this includes Grenada and Carrico. Mount Sinai has implemented a huddle system. It is a system that I have had experience in because I had experience working with Mount Sinai in Guyana. The huddle system is basically a small meeting, like a 15-minute meeting with all team members. And when I say all team members, I mean security guards, receptionists, maids, nurses, doctors, everyone who is on duty in the department at the time, drivers, very important. They come in for a mini 15-minute check-in where we discuss any issues to patient flow from their prior shift, and also not just issues, but also compliments, great things that happened on the shift. One of the advantages of huddle that I have seen in our department is that it improves communication between staff members as well as with patients. And also staff members have a sense of confidence. They feel seen, they feel heard, and they understand that their role is important. This transformation means everything to the emergency department and by extension, the health system. They are giving us the tools and the knowledge so that we can accelerate, that we can fix our problems, and then the systemic issues, they would be resolved over time. But we are resolving our issues internally, and I've seen a great improvement, especially in the emergency department, and I expect that we are going to improve even more.
And you know, folks, I just love this interview, this young doctor speaking about some of the changes at the hospital, some of the improvements, you know, because if you listen to the NNP, you would believe that nothing is happening in the health sector, in the hospital or in the clinics and so on, if you really listen to them. So things do take time and the health system is improving. All right. So you look at the kitchen, you look at the relationship with Mount Sinai Hospital.
Personnel. 8 physicians who recently graduated from St. George's University has completed their internship program and are now employed as house officers at the hospital. Speaking at this week's Senate sitting, Minister for Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Senator Jonathan Lecrae.
Right. So again, 8 new doctors were taken on board, and I think there were 4 or 5 after that. So you have more doctors Then you have the nurses, they're collecting $500 more on their salary. Their uniform allowance, that went up to about $1,200. The doctors, they're collecting $1,000 more. Then we heard about Nigerian nurses to work here in Grenada.
Health Minister Philip Telesford on Wednesday disclosed that the government of Grenada has signed an agreement with the government of Nigeria, enabling Nigerian healthcare specialists to provide their services in Grenada to boost the country's healthcare system. Minister Telesford was at the time responding to a question posed by a journalist about government's plan to increase staff in the public healthcare system.
We have signed an agreement with the Nigerian government for some professionals, specialists to come into our system. I think it's 9 or so specialists that are coming in. And we continue to forge these strategic relationships with our partners globally to have people come into our system.
The health minister also said that the government will continue to forge these strategic relationships with global partners to enable other healthcare providers to take up opportunities in Grenada.
Yeah, so the government is at work. The government is at work step by step by step. Everything cannot happen overnight. I remember the 2 ambulances that they recently commissioned.
On Wednesday, 2nd April 2025, the Ministry of Health officially commissioned 2 fully loaded 4x4 ambulances designed to improve our medical emergency response service. Valued at nearly $1 million EC, the state-of-the-art emergency vehicles were placed at the General and Princess Alice hospitals, respectively, following a short ceremony held in St. George's. In addressing the gathering, Health Minister Honorable Philip Telesford described the ambulances as vital investments and shared responsibility.
So these ambulances represent far more than just additional resources. They are life-saving investments that will empower us to respond swiftly to emergencies and elevate the delivery of ambulance services across the state of Grenada.
The Grenadian Health Minister told those in attendance that the addition of the vehicles to the fleet demonstrates the government's commitment to health.
So these ambulances, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, reflect our unwavering commitment to ensuring that no one is left without access to critical care when it is needed most. We believe that regardless of where you live, we should be able to reach you to provide health care within your communities. We also anticipate significant improvements in the delivery of this specific health service, faster response time, and a more efficient healthcare system ready to meet the needs of our people with urgency and excellence.
However, while the Ministry of Health and by extension the government celebrates such an achievement, Minister Telesford urges users to care for them diligently, treating them as their own vehicles.
The investment in these 2 emergency response vehicles borders on $1 million. 2 vehicles, $1 million. And they are not just 2 vehicles. They are state-of-the-art, fully conditioned, fully equipped. So with these vital investments comes our shared responsibilities. So as Minister for Health, I urge those entrusted with these ambulances to care for them diligently. Care for them as if they are your own babies.
Right.
You know?
Yes, so we saw the 2 ambulances being commissioned. So things are happening in the healthcare sector, step by step by step. things are happening. We saw a number of medical stations renovated, upgraded, modernized, and that's the way to go.
Grenada is now home to 5 Smart Gold level standard health facilities: the Princess Royal Smart Hospital and the Hillsborough Smart Health Center, together with the first retrofitted facility, the Princess Alice Smart Hospital, as well as the Richmond Home for the Elderly and the Central Medical Stores, make up 5 smart facilities.
Yeah, so things are happening. Things are happening in the healthcare sector. But I am saying all of this because some people believe that the government is printing money and that the government could just, by a stroke of a pen, give everybody what they want. Because you meet people from time to time and they will tell you, well, they want a road, they want some drain done, they want a house, or they want some work, or they want some material, or they want some piece of land, or you meet them every day, right? You meet them every day. And you kind of wonder. You say to yourself, but the government is just 3 years old, but you want them to fix everything. You want them to give you everything. It's just not going to happen that way. And then you have the NNP, who is there condemning and criticizing. They have all kind of negative things to say about our healthcare system, the NNP. But look, the president of the National Medical Association, USA, praised the Grenada healthcare system.
Grenada's health system has come in for high praise from US-based doctor who was in country as part of a medical mission and also to attend the annual regional meeting of the National Medical Association at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort. Dr. Virginia Kane, the 125th president of the National Medical Association based in Maryland, USA, told the Government Information Service that Grenada is doing well compared with some hospitals in the U.S., with Grenada having low rates of infection. Her medical mission was stationed at the General Hospital in St. George's.
But one of the things I found out from the doctors at your hospital, I was very impressed with their low rates of infection, from the surgical operations and procedures. So they're much lower than you would find in a lot of hospitals in the United States. So they're doing an incredible job related to a low rate of infection. So I just have to give them some kudos related to that.
Dr. Kane commended Grenada's vision for building a new hospital and the Project Polaris initiative. She says they are willing to assist in making this a reality.
You guys must have a dynamic prime minister or whatever, the tourism. You are going to do a campaign on building a new hospital. Oh, am I excited about that? And I think our organization, National Medical Association, and our members, we want to be gung-ho about providing some support in that area and helping getting that campaign out and communication. So, wow, wouldn't that be wonderful? I was part of a process like that 10 years ago, and it would just carry you to the next level. I'm sure we have other members, too, would like that as well. So we want to see what we can do at all, any kind of way, to assist having that hospital built.
The National Medical Association regional meeting brought together...
Yeah, so here you have it. Outsider. Yes, she's an expert in her field, and she's able to tell you that our system here is not that bad as how the opposition want you to believe it is. The healthcare system came in for a lot of praise from this expert, and not only that, she's excited about the new hospital. The NNP is not. The NNP has all kind of negative things to say about the new hospital. And you wonder. And that is why from time to time I call them unpatriotic. They're not patriotic. Because if they were patriotic, they would embrace this idea and this whole plan of a modern, climate-smart teaching hospital facility.
Welcome to Grenada, the Spice Island of the Caribbean. known for its breathtaking beauty, vibrant culture, and now a beacon of medical excellence and innovation. The government of Grenada proudly presents the new Hope Vale Climate Smart Medical City. Located in the parish of St. David, this 84-acre medical city is set to revolutionize healthcare, education, and tourism, not just in Grenada, but across the OECS. At the core of this transformation is the new state-of-the-art Smart Research Hospital. Designed with patient-centered care and community engagement in mind, it will provide value-based specialist care, innovation healthcare solutions, industry-leading medical training, and cutting-edge research. From advanced medical oncology and reconstructive plastic surgery to physical therapy, fertility treatment, stem cell therapy, and more, the medical complex and annex will offer a wide range of specialized services, ensuring comprehensive care for all. Adjacent to the hospital, a large medical complex will house private sector and grant-funded services, including a biotech incubator and accelerator, fostering medical and technological advancements. The complex also conveniently features a 4-star luxury hotel, providing comfortable accommodations for recuperating patients, individuals receiving outpatient care, family members and visitors alike. Staff and student accommodations will be located within the medical city, providing easy commutes and an elevated team member experience. With dedicated retirement homes alongside beautiful private residences for doctors, hospital executives, and returning nationals, the complex ensures a holistic community-centered environment for all. Sustainability is at the forefront, with a solar plant providing renewable energy and supporting Grenada's commitment to eco-friendly initiatives. A vibrant array of restaurants, shops, and entertainment facilities, along with fitness and wellness centers, will create a lively and engaging community atmosphere. Beautifully manicured parks, walking, running, and biking trails will offer serene spaces for relaxation and recreation, enhancing the well-being of residents, patients, and visitors alike. Seamlessly connected by a well-designed road network and ample parking ensures easy access to all facilities, providing an efficient experience for everyone. The Hope Vale Medical City will be a cornerstone of Grenada's medical and retirement tourism industries, attracting individuals worldwide with its promise of high quality in an environment unmatched in beauty and tranquility. Located just 20 minutes from the capital, St. George, and the airport, Grenada offers an English-speaking, safe, and scenic Caribbean destination conveniently accessible from North America, Europe, and the Latin American region. The Hope Vale Climate Smart Medical City is not just a project, it is a vision for the future, a commitment of excellence to the people of Grenada, a beacon of hope for generations to come as we move Grenada forward.
And you know what's nice about all of this? The government is not only focusing on the new hospital, but they're also improving the old, refurbishing the medical stations, the clinics, the polyclinics, making sure that nurses are better off, making sure that doctors are better off. It's a plan, but everything takes time. But the NNP, they're out there condemning this. They don't want a new hospital facility. They don't want the nurses and doctors to be receiving a better salary or more money for uniform allowance. They don't want that. They don't want us to have more ambulances, right? They don't want us to have upgraded clinics and that kind of thing. They don't want that. And that is why the NNP, during the entire 23 years and a half, they never focus on upgrading medical stations. They never focus on upgrading police stations and refurbishing them and fixing them. They never focus on schools, building new schools or refurbishing new schools, coming up with innovative programs and initiatives and so on, like the free hot meal program, the free tuition program, the school bus program, and all of those things. They never came up with those. In other words, they don't care. They don't want good things for us. But still, they out there condemning, they out there criticizing, they have all kind of bad things to say, all the negativity, left, right, and center. But you look back, they were there. Why didn't they do it? Why didn't they fix all of those things that they're condemning now? Why? You had ample time to do it. You failed to do it, but you're out there every single day. If you listen to the NNP programs or the pundits or surrogates doing their talk show programs or a podcast or so, it's only bitterness, only rancor, only bitterness that comes from them, and hate. Hate. But Grenada is moving forward. Grenada is moving forward. And by now, you know, we were able to get the Chinese to refurbish the stadium, to renovate it. You know, I remember going at that stadium with two friends from Canada, because they were here, they needed to get their passport and to eventually get registered. So I went, you know, I don't want to say the individual is a JP, but that person could sign all the forms and do those kind of things. And when I looked at the condition of that stadium, I was really, really surprised to see the deplorable condition it was in. I mean, it was terrible, but that's how the NNP operates. Yes, there would be a structure, and they would beat their chest about getting that structure there. But to maintain it, to keep it in a good condition, that's not their forte. That's not their thing. They don't like to maintain nothing. So it run down. So the NDC, together with the Chinese, were able to refurbish and fix that facility. And I think just after the cricket, they'll be working on the lights. So T20 will come to Grenada, the night cricket. Night cricket will come to Grenada. So we have the test cricket, and then we have the night cricket coming. So keep your fingers crossed. Do not give up hope.
The absolute start of this test series between the West Indies and Australia, Australia's tour to the Caribbean, and the start, more importantly for the West Indies and Australia, of a new World Test Championship cycle. Australia will be smarting, having lost in the World Test Championship final to South Africa. So the West Indies know they've not competed in the previous 3 cycles, and this is such an important one with Shakira Selman, the former West Indies fast bowler, seam bowler, with me. Winds of change in the West Indies camp.
Yeah, certainly. New head coach, new captain, and lots of new players. Just 3 players who played in that last test against Pakistan remaining in this squad. And it's a signal of a resurgence for West Indies and a different brand of cricket that they're looking to play. When you look at the squad, you almost think this is a white ball team. It's a white ball team, which suggests that they want to play something similar to the Baz ball cricket. They want to be aggressive. They want to take the attack to Australia, and they will be boosting with confidence given that they beat Australia last time around, and the fact that Australia just lost a game.
This will be an exciting time, and from Australia's point of view, yes, they will remember that loss in the World Test. They're still the #1 Test team in the world, but even for them, with no Steve Smith, with no Manus Labuschagne, and with a fast bowling group that is over 30, there is a transition period for them coming along as well, but they'll want to have a say here in the Caribbean. So much to look out for over the next few days. West Indies, Australia, start of a new WTC.
Right, so on Thursday will be the start of that test match. West Indies versus Australia starts on the 3rd. So I know of a number of friends who are coming in for that and who are already here for that. They love their cricket. And, you know, Caribbean people love the cricket. So you can pick up your tickets, you can buy your tickets, I think, online and also at the stadium. And so that's really good. Cricket is coming back to the Spice Isle, right? Pure Grenada, the Spice Island of the West Indies. Folks, I want to say this. There is a deliberate attempt by some individuals to push certain agenda, even if nothing is not out there as yet. So, for example, the whole issue of constitutional reform, you realize that there's a certain clique in Grenada who's trying to push that, right? It's not, nothing is out there as yet. And you hear them all about the police. I am saying be very careful with these people. We will wait on our leader. We will wait on the most honorable Deacon Mitchell. He's a man of vision. He's a man who believes in Grenada. He's a patriotic Grenadian. So we're not going to jump the gun. We're not going to preempt what is to come or what will come. No, we will wait. That's all I will say. Because there is a group in this country, right? And they're pushing a certain agenda. And don't believe that they love Grenada or they love the NDC or they want to see the NDC remains in power. Don't believe that. They're working overnight trying to come up with all kind of strategies to undermine this government. They don't want this government to remain in power. And every single day, they think that their chance of disrupting things, their chance of preventing the NDC from remaining there for a long, long time, that is slipping away every single day. So they're getting more desperate. They're getting more desperate. But we will wait. We will wait on our leader. Because we have a leader with vision. We're not going to preempt anything. We're not going to say, well, that is what they will be doing next week and next year and next month. And no. Nope. So, folks, we have to remain focused. It is not easy, and it's not going to get easier when it comes to the misinformation that will be out there. A lot of misinformation. And you have to prepare for it. It's coming. Or it will intensify. And our supporters need to be even more vigilant and to be even more focused. Like today, for example, I was in a particular establishment. I just passed through St. George's to do something. And there's this gentleman from Carriacou who came in that space. And, he wanted chorus, as people would say. He wanted somebody to have some kind of conversation with him. And then he opened his mouth and say, well, then a lot of people on the tarpaulin in Carriacou, a lot of people this. And then a couple of people turned around and said to him, when last you been to Carriacou? About a month or two ago. You see? It's just malicious. But he never got the response that he wanted. Because a lot of them go in places just to juke a conversation, to start something. And if you follow them, you will end up in problems. For me, the minute time the guy starts speaking, I took my AirPods and I placed it in my ears. And we have to become that type of people, that type of supporters, that you don't want to hear the NNP at all. Someone asked me recently, when last have you listened to Jenny Simon? I said, I am in the business of talk radio and podcasting. And I want to be honest with you. I have not listened to this woman in a long, long time. Unless something stupid she says or some kind of stupidness that might make the wrongs on social media. And maybe I might get a glimpse of that. But to say sit and listen to a program or even go and look for it, I don't do it. Somebody asked, well, when last have you looked at Andre Donald's program and Francis Spear program. I don't do it. Before I used to. I used to before because, in the talk radio business, you want to, you want to know what's going down and what they're discussing to gauge, and who's calling in and so on. But after a while, it wears you down. It beats you down. It takes a toll on you mentally and even physically too. So we have to become so focused, so disciplined as a people to choose what programs you listen to and when you listen to them, because it can have a negative impact on you, on your mental health. It can weigh you down because it's just negative, negative, negative. It's just attack, attack, attack. Complain, complain, complain. That's what you get from them. And all they want is to get back into power. So all these pundits and surrogates, they push in one agenda. But they're not succeeding. Because yes, a person may listen to their program just to laugh. Right? Nothing of substance. Grenada belongs to all of us. And we have a duty to build it, to transform it, to make it better for our children and children. I want to see a better Grenada. And I hope you too. Because if we don't do it, who else will or would? Who else? All right. So I saw the Office of Creatives. Office of Creatives, they have something on with young people, students, and so on. All right. Saw that and I was impressed with it. I don't know if it's called talent. No, not talent. I had it somewhere here. Somewhere here I had it. All right, somewhere. I just somewhere around. But the Office of Creatives, they have a competition like thing going, which is really, really good. Really, really good. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, so they're visiting schools. Right, let me get out of here. All right.
Summer is here, and so is the search for Grenada's next big talent. The Grenada Office of Creative Affairs presents Sing Grenada, a youth-powered program spotlighting the next generation of musical talent.
We're looking for young stars from every corner of the island. Whether you sing, play an instrument, or create beats, this is your moment.
Show Grenada and the world what you've got. Submit a 1-minute video to singgrenada@gmail.com or click the link in our bio to register. Please state your name, your age, what school you attend, and you must be 19 and under to apply.
Your voice, your sound, your story. This is Sing Grenada, where talent takes center stage.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. The young people, it's a good opportunity for you to enter and be a part of this competition. They're looking for young talents. And that is why the Office of Creative Affairs was set up to harness the creativity of our people, to identify it and to enhance it and to build that industry, make it better, because it is a multi-million-dollar industry. Yes, Grenada is small, but I can tell you, if you speak to a number of artists, one big show, and they're raking in a good $50, $60, $70,000 for themselves. Just one good, successful event. In some instances, far more, right? $100,000 just like that. And you have doctors, nurses, teachers, police officers, prison officers, Who else? I mean, people who working for years and they cannot show you or point to that kind of money in, they would work for 5 years and not have $150,000 in cash in some savings account or some account. But that artist, that creative would do that in one event. All right, some of them would make even more. And I'm only talking about Grenada. I'm not talking about those big artists or you going to do some big show outside of Grenada. I'm talking about Grenada. The carnival coming up. Those DJs. I remember I was on Eastern Parkway and I saw one of our local DJs and an artist on Eastern Parkway with this well-known TV channel or news channel or something like that, right? I think it's PIX something, whatever the name be, right? And I mean, I can kind of think that they would have received a good amount of money to be a part of that that truck and that promotional thing, you know. So it has money in it. It has a lot of money in it. And starting with the young ones, right? That's it. Yes. PIX 11 News. Yes. Right. So I am. Is it PIX 11 News? I am saying we are on the right track to see young people showcasing their talents, and you have the Office of Creative Affairs and those creatives who already established themselves in that business, trying to help them to identify their talent, to build upon it. I have nothing but commendation and praises for the creative industry. All right. Big up to Kijana Orlando Romaine. You're doing a fantastic job, my brother. Same thing with Andrea Saint Bernard with Project Polaris, the new hospital, the Mount Sinai relationship with the current hospital, and it's Andrea Saint Bernard, and also Minister Philip Telesford. So a lot is happening. Things are happening for people, step by step by step. Everything cannot happen overnight. It will take some time. If you listen to the NNP, you will believe nothing is happening. And the NNP comes across as though they're sitting and waiting for bad things to happen. And there are those NNP who are so vicious that they would actually create the bad thing, make the bad thing happen. Because that is what they want to run with. They want people to believe that things are falling apart in Grenada. Because when I listen to Kate Lewis, for example, in New York, in this little backdoor thing they had, and she starts speaking, you say, but this woman can't go out there and be a states person or a stateswoman and act that way. People don't have to hear all these bad things that you pushing. When you're on your local platform and you're talking to your supporters here, then you're going to this, gutter sniper kind of thing. But when you're out there, you have to bear in mind that you represent country. And you have to sell your country and promote your country. You want good news to go there about Grenada. That is what it's supposed to be. But you go there, you're so bitter, you're so angry. All that you can say is bad things about everything. And you wonder. You wonder. But folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. Take good care. And I'll be back with you, God's willing, tomorrow from 8 in the a.m. to continue that journey